what's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic that we are pre-recording for you on this July 4th. Happy holidays, or happy July 4th. I am the outlaw John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider himself from the East Coast, Jeff Sneider. How are you?
I'm good, Johnny boy. Good to see you, baby. It's July 4th.
Happy. Hey, this is your favorite. I mean, as the Patriots, this has to be your favorite holiday. Am I right on this? Come on now, July 4th.
I don't know that it's up there. I mean, I love the pomp and circumstance of 4th of July and the fireworks and the popsicles and all that. But, I mean, I've got a soft spot for Halloween. I'm a dark guy. What can I
that's
say?
true. You do love the Halloween. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. All right. Well, either way, me, the military man, you being one half of the Patriots, I feel like July 4th is a good holiday for us to celebrate. And sadly, we are not going live, but we thought we'd do a show for you all. It's going to be like an evergreen show. We got two topics that we're talking about and have some fun doing. And it's a double draft. It's a double draft, Jeff. That's what we're doing here.
That's right. We couldn't really decide on which one to do. And I was like, you know what? It's a holiday. Let's bless the people with two drafts.
Two drafts. Two for one. So it's gonna be about an hour-long show, depending on how we're going with the draft. But we are gonna jump into it, and we're gonna count down our favorite movie, or we're gonna do the 1994 movie draft, and then we're gonna do an A24 movies draft, which I think is gonna be really interesting. We'll start out with the 1994, then move over to the A24 after we take a break. So that's how the show is gonna go today. Please, thank you all for joining us. Please remember to subscribe to the Outlaw Nation down below and subscribe to Jeff's newsletter. Where can they find you, Jeff, on that newsletter?
TheInsnider.com, guys. Hollywood's leading independent newsletter.
There you go. You're getting quoted all over the place for sure, and cited for a lot of the scoops you've been breaking lately, Jeff. So y'all should definitely subscribe there for his newscast. All right, Jeff, 1994, hell of a year. So many great movies in 1994. The beginning also of right at the beginning of the independent film movement. Right at the beginning of more movies coming over from overseas. We got some harder edge films, some character dramas, some really interesting time here in 1994. Tarantino, Forrest Gump, Hoop Dreams, so many fascinating films from different genres, different times, different energies, and different vibes. So what's your thoughts when you think about 1994 as a movie year, brother?
I mean, I think this is going back through the movies.
Yeah.
Embarrassment of riches. There's so many good movies. And I'm not just talking about the Oscar movies or the blockbusters, right, but just like weird little B movies like Ice-T and Surviving the Game. I mean, shout out Ice-T. Yeah, I just the movies, they don't make them like they used to. And I think we're going to have a great time drafting today. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Absolutely. There might be some gems that slide on for sure, and some interesting points, and maybe even a action hero's greatest film ever in his oeuvre might slide into our draft. We will see. It'll be full of surprises. Jeff and I have sometimes tastes that cross over, but also our unique different tastes in what we value in film. So how are we going to do this, Jeff? Who's going to go first? How are we setting up this draft?
Oh boy, Johnny. Well, I feel like whoever gets first and fourth in this draft will get second and third in the A24 draft. So keep that in mind. That will flop. Okay.
All right.
But I think we just do it like we've always done with the 1-4-2-3 split.
I like it. All right. I'm gonna bring up a flip coin generator.
Okay.
Are you ready? I'm gonna bring it up on the screen so it's fair, so everyone sees that I'm not cheating. All right. Are you ready? Heads or tails?
Tails.
All right, flipping. Oh, heads. Yes.
You get to pick the guy.
I will go first. And fourth in this one. So right off the bat, I'm going to take Shawshank Redemption. I mean, that to me is the top film of 1994, in my personal opinion. And I love that movie to pieces, and it certainly showed us what was capable of Tim Robbins as an up-and-coming lead, Bob Roberts, other things in the 90s, Shortcuts, what have you. But this is the one, and it really solidified Morgan Freeman as this kind of second banana, but a second banana with so much prestige and what have you. And of course, the great Clancy Brown is one of the greatest villains ever on film.
That's a good pick.
Thank you, man. All right, what do you got at 2 and 3, my brother?
Okay, hold on. So Shawshank's off the board.
Shawshank is off the board. It's a draft. That's what we said.
Listen, I'm not surprised that was your number one pick. It's a good number one pick.
That's right.
but I don't know that I would have done it so early, John.
I'm saying that to me. I had to take it off the board. I had to.
Okay, so that's good because I got one for A24 draft.
Right.
Okay. I gotta go with it. I mean, I have 4 Pulp Fiction posters in my living room. I'm gonna go with Pulp Fiction, which at one time I said was my favorite movie. I don't know if it's kind of just the perfunctory answer I give people when they ask an impossible question like that,
Right.
but yeah, it's one of the greats.
Is it still hold up? Do you think 30 years later? You are
Yeah.
celebrating a 30th
Yeah,
anniversary.
absolutely. I mean, it's not maybe as like mind-blowing in terms of the structure. It's not,
Right.
but for its time, it was super innovative.
Yeah, it's a fantastic sophomore film for sure, for sure. All right, what's your 3?
Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the greatest. Okay, this is a curveball because I'm looking at this list. There's a lot of great movies I can go with right here.
Curveball already. This early in the draft, a curveball. All right.
I'm gonna take it off the board. The greatest or second greatest animated movie of all time.
Whoa.
And that's The Lion King.
Wow. A lot of people are going to be surprised you took an animated film.
I know. See, I have to fight the stigma.
Fight the stigma. Fight the stigma. Yeah, well, I mean, Lion King, there was the remake, it made $1.6 billion, but Lion King animated, that's the one that people still go back to. We've got the prequel coming up, right, later this year, so that's going to be interesting to see how that's going to burnish the legacy of the Lion King. But do you think it's still like the top jewel, one of the top jewels in Disney's crown in terms of animated films?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, look, they're still sequelizing it this December, right? Or
Yeah,
it's a prequel, prequelizing it with the Mufasa movie, but absolutely holds up. I don't care about the leaps and bounds made in technology or animation like this. It's about storytelling, and this is just perfect.
Yeah, it's fascinating connections when you look at 30 years, 1994 to now 2024. Because I mean, 1994 was when we got the last Beverly Hills Cop film. And as people are maybe watching this, the 4th one has come out on Netflix. So it's fascinating the connections when we're doing this 30 years later, how many films or franchises are still kind of in the mix here, along with Lion King and Beverly Hills Cop. All right, so that was your 3. Anything more to add on that?
No, I think I'm doing well. Pulp Fiction, Lion King versus Shawshank. I like the way my team's shaping up. What do you have?
Oh, so then my number 4 is maybe the greatest action film since Die Hard at this point in terms of films, and it would have to be Speed. I have to put Speed at number 4. That is an excellent movie. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock leveling up in her career with this movie here. Fantastic villain in Dennis Hopper. It was over a watch, for God's sakes, but some of the most brutal moments, Jeff Daniels, Joe Morton. I mean, just such a great cast here and a fantastic story that still holds up. And I mean, how do you fit a love story amidst the idea that you're going to blow up at any moment, have the sweetness and quaintness of the flirting combined with the stakes staying high? So it's an incredible film that walked that line, brother. Got to put it at number 4.
I almost took it, at the last pick there. But I figured I might be able to like sneak one in. But yeah, I mean, good for you for jumping on that because that definitely was next on the list.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So then that's my second pick. Then you go now, right? Now we trade, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So Pulp Fiction. I need an action movie.
Yeah.
Speed was going to be it. So instead, I will say, bring me everyone. Damn it. The Professional, baby.
I put that way down on my list, hoping you might feel the same way. Hopefully, I thought we were sharing the same universal wavelength, but no, you got it on there.
It's just ridiculously rewatchable. Oldman is amazing in this movie. Everybody is. Jean Reno, Natalie Portman.
Yeah, and of course, Gary Oldman coming back with Slow Horses later on this year on September. Another iconic character he's created there for us to enjoy for sure. All right, so that was your okay. So then my 3rd choice, which would be the 6th choice, I guess overall, I have to do this. It's Forrest Gump. I have to do this. I know this is a film that is much maligned by international people saying, of course, America would love a film about a guy who's dumb and stumbles into all these situations in the history of America. But there's a sweetness and a purity to this film that I think is missing from a lot of films nowadays. And I thought Tom Hanks's performance is one of the greatest performances of his career. I prefer this one over Philadelphia every single time. I think it's a much more layered, complex, nuanced performance. And there are some great acting moments, especially when he realizes that Haley Joel Osment might be his child or is his child. It is fantastic. So
yeah, I wish you could see my list because these were the top 6 movies. I could have gone any other way, but we both got 3 out of my top 6. So
nice.
Forrest Gump is underrated now. It became, people called it overrated for a while.
Yes,
right. And there was a backlash, I think, against it winning Best Picture, but it's a fantastic film.
Agreed, man. It gets unfairly vilified by the snooty types in film world. All right, what's your next one, brother?
Oof, God. Okay, what do I want to do? I gotta read your mind here.
Good luck.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna take him. You're never gonna pick that though. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna do this one.
All right.
This answer is brought to you by Chuli's Gum.
Okay.
That is, I'm not even supposed to be here today. Clerks.
Nice choice. All right. What number is that one? 4th?
Fourth movie. Yes.
All right. I'm trying to make sure we monitor these so I don't select any of them. So
are you a Clerks guy like a Kevin?
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, a bunch of losers hanging out at a convenience store. That's my Virginia growing up. So to me, that was nothing unusual to see in a movie. So it didn't 100% connect with me. I much prefer Mallrats or Chasing Amy over Clerks. I rarely ever watch Clerks, but for it's my own personal reasons. I just didn't see anything with that one. But Kevin's always hit or miss with me. Like I know Dogma is getting a new release, but I watch Dogma and I'm like, duh, I've thought of all of this already. So it all just depends. But
I feel like it's because you just said, oh, a bunch of losers in a convenience store. For me, it was aspirational. It's like I want to be the loser video store clerk smoking weed outside, who just walks off the job whenever he wants.
Yeah, plays hockey, has the girlfriend there to come and hassle him, of course.
Not to suck any dick on your way through the parking lot. All right, give me your number 4.
You're not gonna like it. And this is a spear through the heart of Jeff Sneider. I'm taking The Crow. I'm taking The Crow. Oh yeah. Come on. I know Jeff loves to lay claim to this one, and I appreciate that greatly. But this film also moved me. Also, one of my favorites, a soundtrack I still have on rotation in my iPhone and on my iTunes because it's a soundtrack that's still maybe the top 5 soundtracks of the 1990s. And of course, my connection to Bruce Lee, my love of Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee being the lead in this one, and just beautiful direction throughout. Eric Draven, light it up, all that shit. Great stuff. I'm sorry, Jeff. I thought for sure you'd have chosen it by now, but I had to take it.
I probably should have. I may have underestimated your own Crow fanhood. That's on me. I'm getting killed. I mean, this is already over. I feel like I should just wave a white flag.
No.
Take my shirt off and start waving it around. Wow.
I love The Crow. Go ahead. All right, brother. What do you got?
Oh God.
Anything you want to say about The Crow? Feel free. I mean, it's our choices.
The Crow is a masterpiece, and it's better than all the comic book movies that fucking come out these days. Okay. Well, I can't let this one go. This is another poster on the wall kind of movie.
Okay.
And that's Mickey and Mallory Knox. Give me Natural Born Killers.
Oh yeah, that's totally your jam. NBK.
Natural Born Killers is a masterpiece in my opinion.
This is, if you want to understand Jeff Sneider, I think you have to rent Natural Born Killers.
100%. I did my senior thesis on it in high school.
Oh, really? Wow. In high school?
That's right.
That's crazy.
Which I had to get special permission, actually, to literally to give my senior thesis. I get special permission because I included such violent clips. It was all about censorship and stuff. So it was the scene from the director's cut where he's stabbing Ashley Judd in the chest on the stand. They won't let you show that in a regular high school English class or whatever. So
wow,
had to do it after hours.
Okay, all right. So then my next choice, Jeff's the one that kind of got me to wake up again about this movie. I rewatched the Criterion Collection the other day. Hoop Dreams, maybe one of the greatest documentaries ever in the history of documentaries. A documentary that keeps your attention for 3 hours. It is rewatchable as hell because of the universal themes within the story and the fact that it ends kind of like Bad News Bears, kind of like the first Rocky movie, in the fact that these two guys never quite get where they want to get to, but the journey of it is fascinating. And if you've never explored inner city life and what this experience is like going into a new school or going into a school being essentially bussed into a richer school, there's a lot here that will open your mind up about the perspective of that situation. So yeah, Hoop Dreams it is, man.
Okay. That's a great pick too. Okay, this is going well. This 94 draft. Okay. I'm gonna do.
Where are we at? We're at your 6th, right? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, we've each picked 5 at this point. Okay. I'm gonna go with Reggie Love. You know who Reggie Love is?
I know who Buddy Love is. Who's Reggie Love?
Reggie Love's the best damn lawyer in town. That's Susan Sarandon from The Client. The Client from John Grisham. What a movie. Young Brad Renfro. I mean, that's one of the greatest child performances ever.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones is fantastic. Fucking great movie.
Wow, dude. Great choice. Great choice, man. I have not seen that film ever, so I may have to rectify that.
Ooh, dude, definitely. I watched it a few weeks ago. It's excellent.
Still good. Okay.
Totally holds up.
It's the only Grisham transfer I've never seen, so I should absolutely see that.
It's the second best one.
Wow. Behind Time to Kill or The Firm? Yeah.
Time to Kill. It's better than The Firm.
Wow. Okay. All right. So do I have any comedies? I don't think I have any comedies. So I got to toss this one in there. I got to throw Dumb and Dumber in there. I mean, this is a quietly brilliant comedy with Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey delivering incredible performances for what the movie asks of them. And the situations can look stupid, but there's so much more in the construction of the comedy that works so well, which is why that film still holds up. I don't recognize any of the sequels or the prequels. This is the only one. Just for the suit scene alone and for the poop scene alone, it is worth a watch. So that's one I put high up on my list from 94, bro.
Okay. Likewise, I think it's time to do a comedy myself. I mean, I did Clerks, but okay, I can't give you both of these. I can't let you have both Jim Carrey movies, and that's why I will be taking. Hey, sister! Pet Detective!
It's my Tone Loc face. Oh my God.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the superior Jim Carrey comedy to Dumb and Dumber. I think I got this one past you a little bit. I will take Ace Ventura over Dumb and Dumber any day.
Really? Oh man. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Oh man. All right. So then I'm gonna go. I gotta choose between two of these dramas. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go with Quiz Show. I absolutely love Quiz Show. Robert Redford directed film. Never got the love it so deserved. Phenomenal performance from John Turturro in a supporting role as the guy who had originally. This is based on a true story about what happened in Quiz Story in 1950s and how it was rigged and how Turturro was the first champion who rigged it. And then along came Ray Fiennes. I thought Rafe did a wonderful job, and it's a real great comment and one of the great last Rob Morrow performances on film, where he really delivers a great piece of work there. But overall, a fantastic film. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a quiet film, but it's a damn good film, and it's based on a true story, so it's worth it. There we go. All right, Jeff, what do you got? What do you got?
Okay. I'm going to keep it right here. I'm going to keep it right here in Boston.
Okay.
And take another Tommy Lee Jones movie.
Ooh.
And that is Blown Away.
Oh, wow.
Right, that's right, Liam, when you triggered the bomb. Blown Away, a fantastic, underrated movie that's like, it's forgotten because it came out the same year as Speed and The Professional. But like, holy shit, what a fucking summer that was for action movies. Blown Away. I mean, I've seen it as much as I've seen Speed and The Professional. It is incredibly rewatchable.
Just the scene where he runs into the alley as it blows up, and the face, Jeff Bridges' face of shock and horror as the explosion. I think it's his dad who dies there, who's strapped to the thing. It just, the reaction is worth it all. But yeah, great choice, man. One of those great little quiet or forgotten kind of action films for sure. Okay. All right, let's take a look at where I'm at here. Okay, I got to go this way. I got to go. I know some people are screaming already that we haven't chosen this one. So I got to choose it now. And of course, I got to respect the Austrian oak and take True Lies, the last great film from Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't grant Last Action Hero as a good film. So for me, True Lies is the last gasp of the greatness of Arnold as a lead in movies. I thought this film just totally worked. Yes, is a little racist at the end there with who is carrying out the stuff. It dated in that way. Sure. Is Jamie Lee Curtis a bit of an object? Is she objectified a bit? Sure. But the comedy here is great. The action here is great. And overall, it's the last charming kind of lead role for Schwarzenegger. And I thought this film absolutely held its own. And James Cameron doing a great job directing this one as well.
It's a good one, True Lies. It was never one of my personal favorites. But it is certainly charming, and Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold have great chemistry together.
They do, right? And Tom Arnold's surprisingly good in the film as well.
Okay, so that leaves us with what? 2 more movies each?
2 more movies each.
This is tough.
Oof.
Okay.
Right to the nitty gritty.
I'm gonna take another comedy.
Another comedy. Okay.
It's one of the most underrated college comedies ever. And that is PCU. Can you blow me where the Pampers is?
I haven't thought of that movie in forever, man.
They killed Jesus. Who are the Jews? Open up, sucko.
Great choice, man. Shit. I hadn't thought about PCU in a long time. All right. Well, then, where am I? Where do I got to go? You know what? I got to take Ed Wood. I know Depp, for some people, is persona non grata, but I like Ed Wood. Bill Murray steals every scene he's in. I mean, when he's getting baptized and asked to reject Satan, he just goes, sure. It's great stuff. The scene with him and Orson Welles at the diner, I thought was fantastic. And just seeing him and Bella, Martin Landau's performance as Bela Lugosi, the chemistry between Depp and Bella and Martin Landau, just incredible and heartbreaking and sad at the end there. So there's so much. Plus black and white. Tim Burton, I don't always like Tim Burton movies, but when he is really dialed into what he's doing artistically, I love it. And I thought Ed Wood certainly checked that box check those boxes all around in that movie. Do you not like Ed Wood? What's your feelings on that?
Yeah, no, I'm not an Ed Wood guy, Johnny.
Okay. All right.
I was probably too young when I saw it to fully appreciate it. I'll give it that. But
fair point.
That's not the kind of Tim Burton stuff I'm interested in.
All right. One last movie.
What do I want to do here? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to name some other movies here before I.
Yeah, we should definitely do some honorable mentions. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna set you up for some.
Okay.
Movies I'm leaving off here.
Okay, bring it on.
Like I said, I love Surviving the Game. I love Brain Scan with Ed Furlong. I love No Escape with Ray Liotta. Serial Mom, the John Waters movie. That's my favorite John Waters movie, Serial Mom. I like Little Giants.
Yeah.
I like D2 The Mighty Ducks. The Mask, Interview with the Vampire, Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Ref, Blue Chips, Blank Check, Disclosure, The River Wild, Airheads.
Oh, yeah, Airheads, right.
And yet the movie that I'm going to choose is considered one of the worst movies of the 90s.
Okay.
Atrocious reviews.
Okay.
But also one of my favorites. It's the guiltiest of pleasures, and that is the Bruce Willis thriller Color of Night, which I wore out the VHS as a preteen watching his extended sex scene with Jane March.
Oh, my.
I know.
Oh, my. Yes, I do remember this film. I do remember it being a very sexy film for sure. I don't know if Jane March ever reached the heights of being a lead in a feature film ever again after this movie, but a good ensemble cast, right? I mean, Leslie Ann Warren is in the cast. Isn't Lance Hendrickson in the cast? If I remember correctly, and a few other great character actors that are part of that thing. Such a weird film, such a weird little noir film there. But yeah, all right. That's a great choice. All right, for me, there are some that I left off here. Nobody's Fool, fantastic performance from Paul Newman. IQ, which has a rom-com safe place in my heart with Tim Robbins and Meg Ryan. Immortal Beloved, which features a phenomenal performance from Gary Oldman, but it doesn't match up to the film overall. Time Cop, which is Van Damme's maybe greatest film ever. Backbeat, fantastic film about the early days of the Beatles, which I thought worked really well with Ian Hart there. Once Were Warriors, the great New Zealand film, which is my introduction to Tamora Morrison and Rachel House. And Wyatt Earp, a great Western from Kevin Costner, who, of course, has Horizon out nowadays. But in the end, I chose another Gary Oldman film.
Oh?
This film has always put the hook in me because it's a crazy action detective film with super insane sex scenes and just dirty, grimy shit. Romeo is Bleeding with the great Lena Olin and Gary Oldman is one of my favorite films from 1994. I had to stump for it on our list. I'm glad it was. It's a film that I thought it might be in contention for you, but I love the madness of this movie and what Lena Olin and Gary Oldman go through. She's kind of like the femme fatale, but in a way more brutal fashion than you've ever seen before. And he's the hapless detective who is constantly being enslaved by her and his lust for her as he's trying to track down all these things that she's doing. So it's an incredibly insane film, highly recommended, but I had to put it as my number 10, man.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, let's recap then. Okay, wait. So that right, the number 10 was one more time.
Romeo is Bleeding.
Romeo is Bleeding. Okay, so
break it down,
guys. Let me know who won this one, and I wouldn't. If you say John, I'm not going to be upset because he kicked some ass today.
I think I started out strong, but I think you did it in the back half really well.
Okay, so I got Pulp Fiction, The Lion King, The Professional, Clerks, Natural Born Killers, The Client, Ace Ventura Pet Detective, Blown Away, PCU, and Color of Night.
Nice.
Which is a very Jeff list. Jesus Christ. And then Johnny got The Shawshank Redemption, Speed, Forrest Gump, The Crow, Hoop Dreams, Dumb and Dumber, Quiz Show, True Lies, Ed Wood, and Romeo is Bleeding.
Yeah.
I need to know who you guys think won that one.
I think we both chose lists that are very much us. That's what I think. I think we very much got movies that are on our list. Maybe a couple could have exchanged positions, but I think both these lists reflect us and our tastes in movies. All right, well, there you go. That's our 1994 movie draft. We hope you enjoyed that. Let us know what your draft numbers are down, your top 10 of 1994 down there in the comment section, or top 5, whatever you want to let us know about. Let us know what your favorite films of 1994 are. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to jump into our second draft here to celebrate July 4th, and that's A24 Movies. So get your list out, and we'll be right back right after this. Whew. All right, Jeff, 1994 movies. That was a lot of movies to consider. And now, was it? Yeah, great year, 100%. We probably left off even more movies that could have made our lists for sure. But A24 is what we're moving on to now. A considerably smaller amount of movies to choose from, even though they've been dropping movies since 2013, I think. So 11 years of movies they've been dropping here as A24. And so we're going to do another draft. What's your thoughts when you think about A24, man? Where do you see them now? 11 years later from their inception to where they are now. They just got valued, an extra $1 billion, so a $3 billion valuation. What are your thoughts when you look at A24 now in the movie scene?
I mean, they're certainly at a crossroads, right? I mean, they just got that huge cash infusion, and they're planning on doing more commercial projects with bigger budgets. So, a lot of the movies that I think are probably going to come up here in this draft may not get made at this new A24.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
They have different mandates now, but hopefully they will still continue to take chances on young filmmakers and tell stories that other studios aren't willing to tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the Rock film turns out when that comes out there from Benny Safdie. Be curious to see what that ends up being. Yeah, a lot of interesting films, and certainly films that have gone up to win Oscars now, been nominated. Certainly a great reputation and brand recognition that A24 has established amongst all the big studio heavyweights. They've kind of walked in and cornered the market on artistic stuff from multiple genres, by the way, horror included. So a fascinating approach that they have to their overall business model. And Jeff's right. I think the stuff that we enjoyed from the early days probably wouldn't get made with this new approach to A24, but we're here to talk about all of them. So, all right, Jeff, you get the first and fourth picks. So please take it away.
Okay, baby. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know where. I mean, there's there are no obvious number ones here. This is going to be real seat of my pants.
I agree. This is going to be very tough.
Oh, jeez. All right. I'm going to take Past Lives at number one.
Wow.
Past Lives to me is just a beautiful romance. And given what I'm going through right now, it's just all the questions of what could have been. What would your life look like if you had made different decisions?
Right.
That resonates with me.
Okay. Fair point. Now, do you take your fourth one now, or do I take my two?
No. I wait until.
Okay. So I get 2 and 3 here. So
next two picks.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to do this to you. Number 2, I will take Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that's the best film from A24 ever. This culmination of their aesthetic, and that film just still works for me many times over. Every time I watch it, dragging something new out of it, still trying to figure out what everything meant as I watch it each time. So I love that movie. And of course, Michelle Yeoh, who's fantastic. Stephanie Hsu, who I thought was great. And then my number 3, man, I got to put this at 3 because it's a film I rarely watch, but when I do watch it, I feel like an alley cat on an electrified wire, and that's Uncut Gems. Got to put Uncut Gems at number 3, featuring one of the greatest Adam Sandler performances this side of Punch Drunk Love, and the journey this guy goes on and the madness of this film can't be touched. And so I put it at my second choice overall, but number 3 as we're drafting. So yeah.
I like the Uncut Gems pick. That is a good pick, but now I'm going to hurt you.
Oh no.
I know. If you took The Crow from me, I'm going to have to do this to you, John. What? And I'm going to take The Iron Claws.
Oh no,
you brother.
You're a sack of shit. I thought that was going to be much later. Oh man.
Nope. I'm taking it just to be that guy.
Well, I mean, it's such
play at this game.
It's a damn good movie, bro. It deserves to be up there with the conversation with the best of them for sure. It's up on Max now for those who haven't seen it. Any thoughts on that one? As we like, anything that comes to mind when you think of that movie?
Just what, the Iron Claw?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the performances and just that last scene with Efron and I liked the last scene where you see the brothers reunite and everything. I just thought it's a beautiful movie about masculinity. Yeah.
Agreed. All right. So everything uncut. So here I'm. Oh, okay. I got to move to this one. I got to take Zone of Interest. I know it's a current one, recency bias and all of that, but I just rewatched Sexy Beast for an episode of the Cinephiles and fell back in love with Glazer's aesthetic, then went back and watched this one again. And I just love this movie. The Auschwitz part is a little unsettling in terms of like taking us to modern day and all of this stuff. But overall, I think the film packs a hell of a punch. And of course, Sandra Hüller is just fantastic in the film. So yeah, that's my third choice overall for my side of things.
Okay. So this is my third pick.
Yes, this is your third pick.
Okay, you took Everything Everywhere, Uncut Gems, and what was the title of the last one you just did?
Zone of Interest. The Zone of Interest.
Right. have at it, my friend. I'm gonna go with Hereditary.
Oh, of course.
I mean, Hereditary, it's not like one of my favorite movies, but when I think about what that movie did for the horror genre, it's pretty significant, and it really did help build the company. It was their biggest hit for a long time. So I think it's a landmark in A24's history. I'm going to go with Hereditary.
Good choice for it. Tony Collette doing incredible work in that film as well. Alex Wolff. All right, so then I got to move to my boy Oscar Isaac, my other boy Domhnall Gleeson, and the lady Alicia Vikander. I got to take Ex Machina, man. Ex Machina is still a film I go back from Alex Garland and rewatch because of the dialogue and the concepts that are thrown out in this movie for men to tackle as we're looking at relationships and we're looking at how women treat us and how we treat women, and this idea there, the gender dynamics and gender politics within this movie are just exceptional. So I take it as my next choice, man.
Okay.
A lot of tough choices here, man.
I'm going to go back a bit.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, God, there's a juicy one here. Yeah, I can't pass on that one. I got to do Green Room.
Oh, great choice.
Green Room is just so visceral. Like, what an incredible thriller. And Patrick Stewart and Anton, they're both fantastic in it. Saulnier, can't wait for that guy to come back with Rebel Ridge.
Yeah. Oh, that film cost me the triple threat match with Dan and Mark Riley because I did not know.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Oh, that would put me in the nuts.
Okay, I didn't write down the fourth film you picked. Sorry.
Oh, Ex Machina, man.
Yeah. Okay, good. I got it.
Okay. All right. So moving on, number 5. My fifth choice is The Lobster. Love that movie. Yeah, I'm not biggest fan of Killing of a Sacred Deer, but I do love The Favorite and The Lobster. The Lobster is so damn good. And so Rachel Weisz and Colin Farrell, heartbreaking. And the idea of this kind of society where you have to choose this thing or you become this thing. You have to genuinely fall in love or you become this thing. I think it's fantastic. A great commentary on where we're headed. I know we're headed in that direction, Jeff. Everything I read in the news every day leads me to this idea that we're headed to this weird fucking existence as humans in this world. So I think it carries even more resonance now. So The Lobster, that's my fifth choice.
You know, I was talking about The Lobster this weekend with my aunt because I went to see Kinds of Kindness, which was horrific.
Yeah, I heard it's bad.
Horrible. And I'm just like, you know what? I just don't think I'm a Yorgos guy.
Oh, yeah? It's not your jam.
I've watched The Lobster a few times. I never got through it. So it's just not for me. But
what about the most recent one with Emma?
Oh, Poor Things. That wasn't for me
either. Okay.
But you know what? While we're on the subject,
okay,
I'll take a Yorgos Lanthimos movie next. I'm going to take The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh my God.
It's one of those movies that just it stays with you. It's haunting. And even it's a bit of a tough sit. I don't know that I'll like watch it again.
Okay.
That first time, I mean, it's kind of unforgettable. You're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Sorry, it's just my lighting. It's the sun's going down here, so my lighting gets all affected. Oops. By what's going on outside. All right. So that was your number 5 or number 6? Number 5, right?
That was my fifth movie. Yes.
Yeah, 5th. All right. Then I will take. I have to take the Lighthouse. Robert Eggers of The Lighthouse in my 6th choice. I love The Lighthouse. Pattinson and Willem Dafoe going full on fucking insane. It's an acting exercise. It's essentially a black box theater movie. It's just these two dudes stuck in a lighthouse in 4x3 and everything that they experience horror wise and all the visions, the characterizations of both of the guys is fantastic. And as an actor, you're watching that movie, you're just fucking enjoying the performances and the dialogue they get to say in the madness of those scenes. So yeah, that's my number 6. 6th choice, rather. Yeah.
This is what?
That's my 6th choice, The Lighthouse.
You know, I don't love The Lighthouse.
What?
I thought about doing The Witch for one of these top picks, but don't think it's gonna make it on.
Okay.
We'll see what you end up stealing from here. Okay. I'm gonna do another throwback.
Okay.
Jesse Eisenberg, Jason Segel, The End of the Tour.
Right.
You ever see that movie?
I did not see that movie. I heard it was fantastic. It's based on a real guy, right? Like a real person.
David Foster Wallace, the author. It's about the Rolling Stone journalist David Lipsky, I think his name was, who interviewed David Foster Wallace. And it's a beautiful movie about writing, and it's Siegel's like best performance. I really thought he could have like gotten an Oscar nomination for it.
Wow. Okay. All right. I got to check that out. Different from Almost Famous, which is also a Rolling Stone writer chronicling a band. Different, huh? Okay. All right, then. I got to take number 7. I got to take The Disaster Artist. I'm surprised this hasn't come off your list yet. The Disaster Artist. I mean, that's one that definitely holds up. I've never even seen The Room, yet this film works so well for me, even though I haven't seen it, because of what's happening for this guy and the great actors that are around him and the things that they experience and go through the whole journey. And the journey is basically a guy believing in his dreams when everyone tells him that he sucks at it. He still endures and somehow miraculously comes out the other side with a legendary film, even though it's terrible. So I love the film, and it's a great performance from Dave Franco and James Franco and Alison Brie in this one.
Yeah, a very good choice. I really like that movie.
Yeah.
Like there's heart to it. There's laughs.
Yeah.
Definitely
one of insanity. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of their better ones. Okay, so Disaster Artist. Oh boy, I'm gonna go with okay. This one I think was going to be overlooked.
Okay.
It was a beautiful self-portrait. And that's the documentary Val.
Oh,
Val Kilmer movie.
Yes, great choice, dude.
Yeah.
Great choice, man. I was very lucky to get to interview his kids. One of my interviews up on my channel for Val and talk about their experience making the film. And it's very sweet. 5-8 minutes I got with them. It's just, and you can tell how much they love Val, their dad. So yeah, it was such a great documentary for sure. Oh, damn, great choice, man. Shit. I'm mad I didn't pick that one earlier. All right, so then we're up to my 8th, right? All right, so my 8th has to be The Green Knight. I love The Green Knight. I think Dev Patel is fantastic in that film. This is my kind
we have different tastes. We have different tastes.
Yeah, this is my kind of movie. I like this kind of Shakespearean exploration, having to overcome this fantastical thing and going through all these different adventures as he's on this journey. Very Chaucerish, I guess you would say, going on these adventures to get to this final confrontation. But I like that it takes its time. I like that it's languid, and the fantastical nature of each of the situations he finds himself in. So that's my 8th choice is Green Knight.
Okay. I am going to go with man. Oh man, Johnny. There's so many. There's so many like good movies, but like not great movies. But okay, this one is unique. I've only seen it once. I don't know if it belongs on this list, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I have 7 movies, right? Okay, yes. I got a little bit of wiggle room, and this movie needs to get a shout out.
Okay.
A Prayer Before Dawn.
Yes, this is the one you recommended to me, and I watched on a plane and loved it.
Really? The one that's set inside the Thai prison?
Yes, Joe Cole. Yes.
Yeah, Joe Cole, exactly. Dude, what a performance. Like, This is a fucking crazy, crazy movie. Definitely seek it out because it's probably one of the A24 movies that have slipped past a lot of people's radars.
Yep. I remember I was on the plane. I can't remember. I think one of the trips or whatever, I remember being on the plane. It was on. And I remember being super self-conscious because some of the scenes in that film are pretty brutal and violent, and also, like what is going on in the prison. So, but it is a great performance. And yeah, a film that absolutely holds up. Highly, highly recommended along with Jeff. Whoo! All right, we're down to our last 2, right? I mean, I have to put Moonlight on the selection for my list. I really loved Moonlight. Mahershala getting the Oscar for it. my friend Andre being a part of the cast, and what it explored, what it said about Black manhood, about homosexuality amongst the Black community, that kind of stuff, and the conversations that are had between these two guys when they are young and then when they find each other later. It's just devastating, man, and really powerful. Not much. There's no big frills, no huge sets. It's just very clear a character piece and a character study of these two gentlemen, who they experience as they grow up. So yeah, I got to put it on there, and it rightfully won Best Picture, in my opinion. All right,
we got both the Best Picture winners. I'm gonna take another drama that was in the award race, and that is The Farewell.
Oh yes,
with Awkwafina. I really thought that movie was terrific. I really like what Lulu Wang did with it, and proud to add it to Team Sneider here in this draft.
That's a great choice, brother. Great. All right, so then maybe we should go through some of our.
No, don't you have? We have one more pick. I only have 9 listed for each of us.
Right, we go through the one. We just did that in the last one.
Okay, you're right. We got to do it. The honorable mention. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. Do you want to go first? I'll go after you if you want to go first.
No, I have last pick, so you're up.
Okay. So these are the choices. The honorable mentions: Locke, great performance from Tom Hardy. Talk to Me, which I think is just devastatingly awesome. The Deepest Breath, which is a great documentary y'all need to watch on Netflix. You Hurt My Feelings. I know Jeff hates this one, but I love it. Marcel the Shell.
I like You Hurt My Feelings. That's the Julia Louis movie, right?
Yeah. I was talking about Marcel the Shell. That's what I was going to say next. That's the one you don't like so much. 8th Grade, good film. Lady Bird, the Amy documentary. A Most Violent Year. Causeway, which features a great performance from Jennifer Lawrence. Come On, fantastic Joaquin Phoenix film. Civil War, and Slow West, which I think is a great Western with Cody Smith McPhee and Michael Fassbender. But look, I know people are going to hate me for putting this on the list, probably Dan Murrow for sure, but The Whale is my number 10. I know it's recency bias, but I like this movie. And I think as someone who struggled with his weight, it really spoke to me. Of course, I was never that size, never been that size, hope to never be that size. But there were a lot of universal things that he was experiencing that I've experienced in lesser forms. And a lot of that stuff that he was going through, I thought was devastating and really well performed by Brendan Fraser. And I liked that ending, that fantastical ending. It's an A24 film. So yeah, and great cast all around for this one. Still one that holds up when I watch it. And a nice turn by Sadie Sink, who I'd only seen in Stranger Things. So I thought that was a nice performance from her as well, and Hong Chow as well. So yeah,
I had The Whale at the top of my list. I think it absolutely deserves to be in the top 20 A24.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Here, so totally defendable. Okay, movies I wanted to mention. Like Tusk. I'm a big fan of Kevin Smith's Tusk. Yeah, Tusk. Jonah Hill's mid-90s I liked. Room is good. The Spectacular Now is really good.
Oh, yeah.
With Miles and Shailene. Come On with Joaquin Phoenix. After Sun with Paul Mescal. And The Florida Project from Sean Baker. Who also did Red Rocket. That was really good. I like Love Lies Bleeding earlier this year. X, I'm a big fan of. And The Inspection is great with Jeremy Pope. And Boys State, the documentary. But for my number 10, I am going to go with Minari.
Oh, nice choice, bud. Yeah.
With Stephen Yen. I thought he was fantastic in that movie. Just a beautiful, kind of heartwarming, Asian family drama. I got all the big Asian movies. I got Past Lives, The Farewell, and Minari, John.
I feel terrible, man. I should have gone that way. Wendy Lee's going to kill me for that. Damn it.
I got all 3 of them. I thought those really are 3 of the best A24 movies. So to recap again, guys, Team Sneider, I got Past Lives, The Iron Claw, Hereditary, Green Room, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The End of the Tour, Vow, A Prayer Before Dawn, The Farewell, and Minari. While John got Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I got one Asian film. There we go.
Of course, yes. The big one, the winner. Uncut Gems, The Zone of Interest, Ex Machina, The Lobster, The Lighthouse, The Disaster Artist, The Green Knight, Moonlight, and The Whale. I feel like your list is a bit more divisive.
Yes.
Like some of those movies are pretty divisive, but certainly some out and out masterpieces on there, John.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention Tragedy of Macbeth is one of my honorable mentions as well. I thought that was a great job by Joe Cohen there with Denzel. So yeah. But yeah, I'm proud of my list. I know it's divisive, but you know me, I am divisive, so I don't have a problem with that. I wish I gravitated to more of the artier ones that people love, like Midsommar and other things like that, but it doesn't quite get to me like these other ones do. So I'm proud of the list. But your list is fantastic, man, of course. So I'm pretty sure you're going to win this one overall. But all right, well, there you go. There's our 2 drafts. So much fun doing a double draft here on this pre-recorded episode of the Hot Mic here on this July 4th holiday. Do you have anything more you want to say on these lists? Anything more you want to say about A24 1994 movies? Anything you want to finish up with?
No, John. I mean, I just think of this, the next chapter of this company is going to look very, very different, but I'm grateful for this first chapter that they had. I think that they introduced obviously made a lot of amazing, fantastic movies. We just named 20 great ones, and there were 20 more that could have been on there. And they've helped give a voice to so many, young filmmakers, right? Who people like Lee Isaac Chung, who are now going on to, bigger and better things with Twisters. Hopefully that will be good. But yeah, I mean, this is Ty West. That's a guy who's going to be going from small A24 movies and hopefully making the leap to something big after Maxine. So we'll see. Yeah,
and it isn't just that they selected these movies. It's that they selected these movies with the belief that they would get attention from film goers. And certainly you could argue their track record is pretty damn good in that direction for the choices they've made. So the tastemakers there at A24 deserve a special shout out for selecting these movies and getting them across to the public for sure. As Jeff said, there's probably 20 more we haven't mentioned that are pretty incredible as well. All right, Jeff, should we wrap it up there? Anything more you want to talk about, or shall we go?
I just want to say happy Independence Day to everybody. I am independent now myself in all kinds of different ways. And
yes,
grateful to live in this country, no matter how fucked up it may be. And thank you for the veterans up there. And stay safe. Don't burn off your any fingers with fireworks today.
Yeah, absolutely. What Jeff said, I echo that. Be safe, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for coming back and joining us every week as we have these fun conversations. You never know where they're going to go. You never know what we're going to say, what opinions we're going to have. And we know a lot of you love to go at us down in the comment section, but hey, that's our show. It's divisive, argumentative, but we also hope we inform you and give you some great news, especially Jeff with all the scoops that he drops or all the scoops that he talks about here on the show after he drops them on his newsletter. We couldn't be more appreciative of that. And hopefully our conversations illuminate some stuff for you all as well on our show. So thanks for supporting us. And please remember to send out these episodes when you watch them, because when you're on your social media and you retweet or post out about this show, that's your way of telling the people who follow you that, hey, I like this show, I approve this show. Go take a chance on the show. We'd love for you to do that. Jeff, another fun show. Where can they find you, brother, and your sign up to your newsletter?
TheInsnider.com, guys. It's going to be a banging second half of the year. Lots of big decisions being made in Hollywood. I'm going to be on the front lines trying to chronicle them all, along with the trades. Who do you want to support? Corporations backed by VC and Saudi government, or independent journalism? You decide.
Wow. Strong statements there. You wouldn't expect nothing less from Jeff Sneider for sure. As for me, please just subscribe to the channel down below and hit that bell button so you see when we're dropping all the content. As I said, leave your comments. Find me at The Rocha Says on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All right. Have a great July 4th. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Come back and see us live next week for another brand new episode of The Hot Mic. Peace.